California's Indian Wells is supposed to feel like tennis in the desert: wide skies, open space, and a crowd that gradually builds throughout the day. As Alex Eala herself said, "This is still a really big moment for me to be able to play on Stadium 1 at Indian Wells." But for Eala, the atmosphere didn't build slowly at all. It came together early. It formed in long lines, waving flags, and thousands of fans arriving hours before she even stepped onto the court. What started as a typical tennis crowd quickly turned into something much bigger, a movement that had already decided this match mattered. ESPN reported that long lines stretched outside Stadium 3 as early as 6 hours before Eala's match, with fans wearing Filipino shirts, waving Philippine flags, and holding signs that read, "Laban Alex." The surprising part was that the tennis world had already witnessed the incredible scenes in Dubai, yet many still seemed shocked when the same energy followed her to America. So what makes the bigger statement? Was it Dubai proving that Eala can sell out arenas? Or was it Indian Wells proving that her passionate fan base travels across continents and transforms the atmosphere wherever she plays? Just a few weeks earlier, the Dubai Duty-Free Tennis Championships had already provided the answer. Tournament director Salah Talik revealed that every one of Eala's matches was completely sold out, with fans desperately searching for tickets only to discover they were gone. He summed it up with a statement that quickly captured global attention: "We've never seen anything like it." And it wasn't just about the excitement in the stands. Dubai's Women's Week also recorded a remarkable 48% year-over-year increase in ticket sales, with multiple reports linking that surge directly to what many had already begun calling the Eala effect. So by the time the WTA Tour arrived in California, the question was no longer whether Alex Eala could play. She had already answered that. At just 20 years old, ranked number 32 in the world with a career-high ranking of number 31, the real question became whether tennis was ready for everything that followed her onto the court. This is where the story becomes even more interesting because the sport has a familiar habit. When a young player is still climbing the rankings, the establishment often prefers to keep the narrative modest until the rankings officially give permission to call it something bigger. The skepticism came quickly. Some dismissed it as a small sample size, others claimed it was only one tournament, while many predicted the crowds would eventually cool off and questioned whether the excitement would travel beyond Dubai. But Dubai had already answered that question, and Indian Wells arrived as a second witness, louder, earlier, and impossible to dismiss as a local phenomenon. When an entire tournament day begins revolving around one player's name, that's no longer simple fan support, it's genuine demand. The detail that stood out most was that fans were lining up 6 hours before Eala's match even began. That wasn't a viral highlight or a social media trend. It represented a real change in fan behavior. ESPN didn't simply report a busy entrance. They described a phenomenon, with long lines forming hours before Eala stepped onto the court. And that's how sports culture is created. Fans show up early, stay until the very end, bring their families, wave their flags, and keep coming back until the cameras can no longer ignore what's happening. The match itself didn't end under comfortable primetime conditions. It stretched deep into the cold desert night, lasting until just before midnight, when many casual spectators would normally have gone home. But Eala stayed, and so did her fans. She battled past Diana Schneider in a thrilling 3-set match, winning 7-5, 4-6, 7-5, and afterward she spoke not about fame or growing popularity, but about pressure, determination, focus, and mental strength. Then came the moment that fueled even more discussion across the tennis world: her meeting with Coco Gauff at Indian Wells. Gauff was forced to retire from the match with Eala leading 6-2, 2-0, but Eala refused to celebrate the result. Instead, she said she never wanted to win that way and thanked Gauff as both a respected competitor and an important role model. That response mattered because it would have been easy to let social media turn the situation into controversy, yet she chose sportsmanship instead. Looking back to Dubai provides an important contrast. In their quarter-final meeting there, Gauff dominated Eala with a convincing 6-0, 6-2 victory. If critics believed Eala's popularity depended only on winning matches, Dubai should have ended the excitement. Instead, the opposite happened. The stadium remained full. The tournament director confirmed that every one of Eala's matches had sold out, and the crowds kept growing. That's the part skeptics struggle to explain. After Dubai, Goff herself acknowledged the impact Eala was having, thanking her for bringing a new demographic of fans into tennis and saying she genuinely appreciated it. That clip spread widely online, reinforcing what the crowds had already proven. Alex Eala wasn't simply attracting attention because of results. She was changing the atmosphere of the sport wherever she played. Another top player had acknowledged what Alex Eala's growing fan base was doing to the atmosphere of the tournament. Then respected coach Paul Annacone offered a different kind of evidence, not statistics or tactics, but presence. He said Eala has a smile that lights up a room, a simple observation that explains why people are naturally drawn to her. That isn't empty praise, it's an experienced figure in the sport describing the kind of charisma that keeps attention long after the match is over. The evidence becomes difficult to ignore when you look at the bigger picture. Fans calling someone a star can always be dismissed as emotion, but when a tournament director confirms that every one of a player's matches sold out, that's no longer opinion, it's a measurable fact. When reports connect the Dubai Duty-Free Tennis Championships Women's Week to a 48% increase in ticket sales, that's not hype, it's business. And when Coco Gauff, one of the biggest names in tennis with nothing to gain from exaggeration, publicly thanks Eala for bringing a new demographic of fans into the sport, that's the tour's top tier recognizing a genuine shift. Critics can continue debating whether tennis is ready for Eala's rise, but the people who shape the sport, fans, players, tournament organizers, and broadcasters, have already begun moving in that direction. Indian Wells has always been more than just another tournament. It's where tennis presents itself as a global destination, blending world-class competition with a festival-like atmosphere, and it's also where a compelling story can become impossible to ignore because the audience is international and every moment is amplified. By the time Indian Wells arrived, the Dubai story already had its sequel, answering the one question skeptics kept repeating: would the excitement travel? It did. Dubai delivered sold-out stadiums, while Indian Wells produced lines of fans waiting 6 hours before Eala's match even began. Naturally, that set the stage for the next major test that tennis fans immediately understood: the Miami Open. A different city, a different crowd, but the same question remained: could the Eala effect once again turn early round matches into must-watch events? Based on everything that had already happened, the expectation was reasonable. If demand was strong enough to sell out Dubai and reshape an entire day at Indian Wells, Miami was unlikely to treat Eala as just another name in the draw. Instead, she had become one of the tournament's biggest attractions. But with that growing attention came a new kind of pressure. Crowds can celebrate a player while also raising expectations, making every match feel like a statement, every point a viral moment, and every result a debate across social media. Indian Wells illustrated that perfectly when Coco Gauff was forced to retire with Eala leading 6-2, 2-0. For true tennis fans, it was a bittersweet ending. They wanted to see Eala achieve another breakthrough, but not under those circumstances. Eala's response afterward made an impression because she made it clear she never wanted to win that way and openly thanked Gauff for the competition. That display of sportsmanship transformed what could have been a controversial headline into a moment that earned even greater respect and trust. And that's the quiet drama behind the loud crowds. A movement can bring attention to an athlete, but only the athlete can sustain that movement through performances, composure, and consistency. Based on everything that has happened, the verdict is becoming difficult to ignore. Dubai was the first warning sign. Every one of Alex Eala's matches sold out. The tournament director publicly confirmed it, and the event's Women's Week recorded a remarkable 48% increase in ticket sales. Indian Wells became the next chapter, raising the story to another level. Fans lined up as early as 6 hours before her match. She battled through a grueling 3-set victory that stretched close to midnight, and then found herself at the center of one of the most talked about moments in the tournament when Coco Gauff retired with Eala leading 6-2, 2-0. Instead of celebrating the circumstances, Eala responded with humility, saying she never wanted to win that way and expressing respect for Gauff. That reaction only strengthened the admiration surrounding her. Throughout this journey, one message has continued to surface from different voices across the sport. The tournament director spoke about the unprecedented demand, and Goff herself acknowledged that Eala was bringing a new demographic of fans into tennis. Those aren't just isolated comments. They point to a broader shift taking place before everyone's eyes. If you want to follow what happens next, from the fallout at Indian Wells to the next chapter at the Miami Open and every moment the tennis world is forced to recognize what the crowds are clearly showing, make sure to subscribe and let me know in the comments which moment convinced you that this was no longer just a promising story, but a reality unfolding in real time. Instead, she had become one of the tournament's biggest attractions. But with that growing attention came a new kind of pressure. Crowds can celebrate a player while also raising expectations, making every match feel like a statement, every point a viral moment, and every result a debate across social media. Indian Wells illustrated that perfectly when Coco Gauff was forced to retire with Eala leading 6-2, 2-0. For true tennis fans, it was a bittersweet ending. They wanted to see Eala achieve another breakthrough, but not under those circumstances. Eala's response afterward made an impression.